Today I'm going to talk about finding the essence in Buddhism according to a teaching given by Lord Buddha himself. Why are you all here? Why are you all here? Are you here to find some meaning in life as well as take use of the thing called Buddhism, isn't it? Do you think we need to find out the essence of Buddhism to make use of it? I'm just asking you, it's a question form, It's a question form way that I ask. Yes, otherwise Buddha will not be giving a teaching like this. Okay, here I will teach you the essence of Buddhism. I would like to start with the Dhammapada verses 11 and 12. It goes as Asare saramatino sare chasara dasino te saram nadi gachanti michcha sankappa gochara. Now, what is sara? Asara. Sara means the cream, the essence. Okay? There are some people in this world, they take the untruth as the truth. Yes, they take not the essence, but other things, they take it as the essence, the cream of something. But they will not find happiness in this world, according to this Dhammapada Gatha. This is what Buddha is mentioning here. But those who is skilled enough, wise enough, as a human being, if they can find what is beneficial, what is right, even in Buddhism, if you are skilled enough to find what is Buddhism, what is the right thing that you can grasp from this, you will find the ultimate thing called enlightenment. Sarancha sarato natva asarancha adigachanti te sarang adigachanti samma sankappa gochara. What is samma sankappa? Where does samma sankappa fit in? To the eightfold noble path. Sankappa means thoughts. Yeah? Those who are endowed with right thoughts can grasp this thing called Buddhism, Buddha's teaching. So, at one time there was this person called simile question. His name? He came to Lord Buddha and said, Venerable Sir Bhante, now there are other teachers around this area. During Buddha's time, do you know how many teachers were there? There were set of views there, like false views, but there were leaders, spiritual leaders during Buddha's time who claimed to be enlightened, even naming themselves as Buddhas. Can you come up with one name? Yes, the most famous one is Nigantanatha. I believe because he was naked, he's so famous. Yeah. Then the other way, you should remember other names also. Why Nigantanatha Buddha became famous? Because his nakedness. So nowadays, even a lot of people, take off their clothes so they can be famous. Any publicity is good publicity. Okay. I don't want to mention names. But can we come up with other names? There are 5 more. Purana Kassapa, Makali Gosala, Ajita Kesa Kambali, Pakuda Kachayana, Sanjay Belanta Putra. Now, out of all these 6 people, Buddha said, Makali Gosala was the most dangerous one. His doctrine was the worst of all other doctrines. It's the one most one with a lot of false views. So this Pingala Kocha went to Lord Buddha and asked, Bhante, are all these 6 heretics, are they enlightened? Or are they half enlightened? What do you say? What they are teaching, is there any meaning to these teachings? Can we take anything out of these teachings? Buddha didn't utter a word. Buddha said, Pingala Kocha, leave it aside. We don't want to talk about it. He never went on and say he is wrong, his teaching is wrong, his teaching, like nowadays. He didn't say, just keep it aside. I will teach you what I am going to give to you as a person, as a disciple. I will teach you my doctrine. Please listen to me. So he is coming with set of similes now. So Buddha is giving an example. Imagine there's a person. Imagine there's a person who goes to a forest looking for hardwood. Who knows the meaning of hardwood? It is the strongest part in a tree. I know you don't know hardwood, so I bought a piece of wood. See? So I bought a piece of wood. Now this is in the middle part. You will find any tree, not like banana trees, you will not find this, okay? Strong trees, big trees, you will find hardwood. This is the one we should go for if you are going to have good quality furniture or anything else. So Buddha is giving a simile here. Buddha is explaining a person goes into a forest, like we all coming to this place looking for Dhamma. Then while wandering in the forest, he also comes in front of a big tree where there is good hardwood. But unfortunately, this person, even standing in front of that tree, ignoring the hardwood, the sapwood, the inner bark and the outer bark, he takes away the branches and leaves. Now, do you think this man will find purpose? But he's taking these branches and leaves, thinking this is the hardwood. You come here, you take the wrong message, will you be taking Dhamma? No, the same way the Buddha is explaining, if you take the leaves and branches, he's not going to benefit out of it. So there's another man looking at him and say, what a fool he is, with all his eyes, ears, all senses intact. Even as a human being, he ignored what hardwood is. He ignored what sapwood is. He ignored inner bark. He ignored outer bark, and he is taking leaves and branches. Because of simply what? He couldn't identify what's right and what's wrong. Isn't that pathetic? Yes. And there's another story told by Venerable Vijita, who's my master right now in Keysborough. He came across a lady coming from Philippines. Now this doesn't reflect on all Filipinos, okay? This is an isolated story. So when he visited her house, there was a lot of dog food. Okay, then Bhante Vijita asked, why you have a pet at home? No, I don't have a pet at home, but I like eating dog meat. So he has gone to the market and she thought that this is dog meat. Instead, she has brought meat that is given to dogs. Because there's a dog in this thing, you know. So if you don't know, even you go shopping, if you don't know what to buy, you will be end up buying wrong things, you know. I have done that. I have once gone and bought sugar instead of salt. Simply, when I was in Russia, I couldn't, remember the term for salt and sugar. I showed something and they gave me sugar instead of salt. So things like that. So Buddha says the second person, he also wanders in the forest, called maybe samsara. He also goes in front of the tree. And what do you think he will be taking next? Yeah, he is going to take the outer bark, ignoring again the hardwood, the sapwood, the inner bark. He is going to take the outer bark now, outer bark and shoots. Will he be benefiting from what he is looking for? It's a simple answer you can give. Yes, you just say no. Yes, yeah. I want some interaction here. This is going to be a Dhamma discussion, not a. Buddha always mentioned Dhamma Sakacha, not Dhamma Desana. Okay, there's no one-way thing. We talk and we get to learn. We learn and we go with a happy heart. So then again, another man looking from outside and say, what a fool he is, looking for sapwood, but he's going with the outer bark. And what do you think the third man is going to take? Inner bark. Is he going to benefit? No. Then what's the next? Sapwood. Okay, now we are heading, yes? We are coming to the essence and cream of Buddhism. Then Buddha is giving each of these parts of the tree, he is giving an individual who's coming in search of Dhamma, but coming here and taking the wrong thing. We are doing this on a daily basis. You, me, we all. So we come here as a human being, we look for Dhamma, but if we take the wrong thing, If you take the wrong path, you are not going to benefit from it. Buddha is describing who's this first person who's coming and taking. The person who is taking leaves and branches, he's telling he's like the person who comes to, can I take BSV as an example? Yeah? Who comes here just for eating and having nice chit chat and going back. Okay, he's telling who comes to sasana thinking that this life is dukkha, this life is suffering, I need to find a solution to this problem, so I'm going to go find some Dhamma, practice it. So I come, and he is only interested in, he's happy with fame and gain. What are the two words? Fame and gain. In other words, you come here, you just outward things, you get a meal, you just be happy, you eat, and you go back. You are not making an effort to go one step further. So Buddha is explaining that person is like you're coming here to learn Dhamma. But if you're not taking the message properly, after this, where are you going to go? To the table, yeah? Then you go home, you will have your dinner, that's it. End of the day, you're not practicing. Then the second person. Who's the second person? What is he going to take? The bark. The same person thinking, oh, this life is dukkha, this life is useless, I have to get rid of suffering, I have to make use of this life. But he's better than the previous one. He keeps one thing quite well. What do you think that one thing is? You do know this Dhamma talk? Yeah? No, you have good Dhamma knowledge. Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah. So he maintains good sila. He or she maintains good virtue. But there's problem with this kind of people. Buddha is mentioning in the sutta. There's something wrong with these people. They have good sila, but they look down upon other people who doesn't maintain certain number of qualities in their life. They just say, oh, I have good sila, I'm the only one here, there's a drama in England, no, I'm the only gay in this village, you remember that? What do you call that? The Little Britain, yes? So like that, I'm the only person. Even in a monastery, you will find certain monastics like that. Say, everything above, sila is the most important thing. But will sila solve our problems? Buddha says, sila is not our problem in samsara. What is the problem? Ignorance. Who said that? Yes, yeah. You have been listening to me before, that's why you said that. Okay. No, I'm sorry, madam. Yes. Otherwise she will be angry. I don't want to come up with any. So, sila is not going to solve your problems, but people keep to sila, but they don't want to make an effort to do something beyond that. Okay? So even if you take a Buddhist community, they will come on Poya days. They will mark Vesak, celebrations like Vesak, Poson, and that's it. They don't want to do anything more. They think, okay, we keep 8 precepts, 10 precepts, 4 times a month maximum. And after that, nothing. Do you agree? Yes? Those who are not agreeing to this, they must be, in the next step that I'm going to say. Or they are below this step. Okay? So either, if those who are not answering, they should be a step below or step above. So what do you say? Are you not only taking sila on particular days, but still are you taking 5 precepts on a daily basis? Yes. You are maintaining all the 5, yeah? Maintaining? Yeah, without a break. That's very important. Buddha is explaining those who come to this sasana, those who come to Buddhism, those who come here, if they are determined to keep sila, but they don't want to look beyond anything higher than that, they are like people who come in front of a great tree, and they only take what? The outer bark. Okay, now we go to the inner bark. What is inner bark? Okay, what? Okay. Yeah, bhavana. Okay. Can you come up with another term? Samadhi. Who said samadhi? Okay, very good. So some people, they keep sila and they go to a retreat once in a while. Yes, thought of having good samadhi. But is samadhi going to help? Yeah, samadhi is going to help to a certain extent. With samadhi you can do a lot of things. If you want to cut down a big forest, you have to have a sharp knife. Samadhi is like that. To cut defilements, you need to have strong samadhi. Samadhi is going to be an instrument, but samadhi itself will not give solutions to our problem. So people coming here, there's something wrong with these people also. Buddha is mentioning in this sutta. What is wrong with these people? What's wrong with them? Those who have good samadhi, they will look down upon people who doesn't have good samadhi and say, I have good samadhi and I'm almost enlightened. They walk and talk and behave like enlightened people. That is something wrong. So they come into sasana thinking this life, samsara is dukkha, life is unsatisfactory, we need to find a solution. So we go to a temple, to a monastery, to a retreat, but they end up being satisfied with having good samadhi. They are like people who's taking the inner bark, yes? Outer bark is already taken away by another person. Now this is the inner bark, yes. Now you have said fame and gain, virtue, samadhi. Who can come up with the sap food? Come, just you can, I'm not going to fail you. I'm not going to disqualify you as Buddhists. You can come up with answers. This is an open discussion. Happy to share knowledge and, we are learning here. We are learning. I'm also learning from you. You are learning from me. Just come up. Sati? Now, when samadhi will lead you to sati or sati will lead you to samadhi? Wisdom. Yeah, wisdom. Why within wisdom lies enlightenment? Why are you calling it wisdom? Prajna is wisdom, no? So here the Buddha used the term, people are happy with jnana dasana. Jnana means not wisdom, no? Jnana means knowledge. Dasana means knowledge. What is the word for dasana? Philosophy. And what else? Sorry? Yes, I am looking for one term, one. Okay, dasana. Okay, I'll call it. What do you see? Dasana. Vision, knowledge and vision. Some people are happy with knowledge and vision. They look down upon other people saying that they are not endowed with knowledge and vision. They are not good as me. So I am the only one who has knowledge and vision. But that is also not going to help. How many knowledges do you know? How many knowledges do you think Buddha had? 73 knowledge. Buddha had 73 knowledges. Out of these 73, there were 6 knowledges incomparable to any other being, not even to a fully enlightened arahant. This is called Shad Asadharana Jnana. It's incomparable, it's unfair to any other being. Do you know one? First one is Asaya Anusaya Jnana. Buddha had the knowledge to look at a person and tell his inclinations and latent tendencies. He had the ability to look at a person and scan his all samsara, his state of mind during all his samsara. Do you understand? So when you say Asaya, Anusaya, it has this knowledge has three things. The first one, Buddha was able to see the amount of kusala and akusala in your past. Who understands the term kusala, akusala? Wholesome and unwholesome deeds that you have done in the past. Second one, he can understand by looking at a person, by meeting a person, the amount of kusala and akusala within you right in this moment, how your mind is more towards kusala or akusala. The third one, he had the understanding, taking into those two factors above, looking at all samsara, the amount of kusala and akusala, and looking at the present moment, kusala, akusala, he had the knowledge to identify whether this person can realize Dhamma at this particular moment. There are three terms for that. Charita means the pedigree. Okay. When you say a pedigree, what does it mean by the pedigree? Huh? Yeah, that of course that's for a dog. I mean, I'm asking for a man. How can you say as long as you are a human being, you are purebred? Then unless the same term. When you say pedigree, to look at how clean you are, how pure you are in samsara. This is one quality, one knowledge that that is within ase anuse jnana. The second one is abhimukti. Abhimukti means the level of kusala akusala within this moment. What do you think? What is your mind inclined at this time? More towards kusala chitta. Mind moments are more towards kusala, isn't it? Okay, you are not sure about that? Okay. Then abhyabhava means taking those two into an account and thinking to find out whether you are suitable to reach enlightenment. When it comes to latent tendencies, what are our latent tendencies? Oh my God, that's too big, no? Okay, let's say you might be right, but I am not sure. Then latent tendencies mean things that are hidden with us. Those are not surfacing at the moment. Do you have anger right now? No, I cannot see. Maybe you are angry, but it's not seen to the outer world. That is called asaya. Anusaya means whatever hidden within yourself, they surface. What do I have to make you to do? How can I make you angry? You create the conditions. You are right. And how can I create? I can throw, from this, I can create condition. Then it will come up. This is called anusaya. And parivutthana means, now what are the 3 points in latent tendencies? Is anusaya means, asaya means it's hidden. Raga, dosa, whether it's lust is not apparent within you right now. Okay, but everybody knows it's deep within, but I cannot see it. Nobody else can see it. But if the conditions are right there, anything out of these three kilesas can come up. This is called anusaya. Parivutthana means when you put a big drama out of any of these, anybody can see it. This is called parivutthana. Do you understand how Buddha understands ase anusaya jnana? Yes? So like that. During Buddha's time, as I remember, he was giving a Dhamma talk with Venerable Ananda. And there were 5 sitting down to listen to Buddha's talk. 5 behaved in 5 different ways. The first one was making holes on the ground listening to Dhamma. You are not doing that because you don't have sand here. But if you were in Sri Lanka, you will see people doing all sorts of things when listening to Dhamma. Okay? Then the second person was looking at the sky, wondering like this. You are not doing this because there's a roof above. So you have nothing other than looking at me. And the third one was breaking a leaf out of the tree. And the fourth one, what was he doing? He was dozing. He was dozing and he was sleeping. And only one person was so attentive to interested in listening to Dhamma. So Venerable Ananda asked the Lord Buddha, Bhante, 5 people came to the talk, but they have 5 different tendencies. Why is the reason for this? So Buddha had this knowledge. Buddha told, the one who was playing with sand, making holes in the ground, he has been a earthworm for 500 years. Okay? That's his, that is habit, You come and there you are, we are so used, we are not humans all the time. Please remember that. This time we are only humans. And next time we don't know what we are going to be unless you are not going to practice properly. So when you laugh, or we might have been monkeys and horses, treat them well when you go back. We are going to go there. Okay? So he has been a earthworm for 500 past lifetimes. The second one who was looking at the sky, counting stars, he has been a what? Astrologer. He has been an astrologer for the past 500 years. So this lifetime also, he is wherever he goes, he is looking at the stars and counting stars. Now when you do your habits, stop and think, what am I doing? What is the reason behind this? What might I have been? Some people have bizarre habits, some can't believe that they are doing, So the third one you can easily come up with the guess. Monkey, yes. He has been a monkey for the past 500 years. And the one who was dozing, he has been a python. So Buddha had the knowledge, the vision to see our latent tendencies as anusaya. What is the second knowledge incomparable to anybody else? It's called Indriya Paro Pariyatti Jnana. What is Indriya? Faculties. Only a Buddha can see how matured our faculties are. What are the 5 Indriya Dhammas that we have? Shraddha, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya. Venerable Rahula came to the order at the age of 7. But he never even becoming Buddha's son, he couldn't get enlightened. So Buddha was going through, what's wrong with my son? Even there are more than 40, I believe 43 suttas given to him from age 7 up to the time of his enlightenment. Different teachings. But he never realized. So during the 8th rains period, Buddha looked at him and said, no, his indriyas are not matured. So he gave a teaching where his indriyas should be matured. That's why indriyas are very important. So only Buddha has this knowledge to see how matured our faculties are. Namely, Shraddha, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya. Can all understand what these 5 are? I don't have to explain. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Shraddha means faith. How faithful are you to Buddha Dhamma Sangha? Ultimately, when you see the mental materiality and mentality formation changing and passing away, you have the ultimate faith. People, there's a saying, when you come to Sotapanna level, you will have unshakable faith to Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So you have to have faith, to progress in meditation. Saddha, the other one is Virya. You have to have effort. I'm not going to explain. Samma Virya means there are 4 ways you can make effort as a human being to realize happiness, to reach enlightenment. I have given this talk before, explain Virya. No time to explain that. You have to have that also. Sati is what? Concentration, mindfulness, Samadhi, concentration, Panya, wisdom. You have to balance these 5, and if these 5 things are well matured within you, a matter of a teaching, matter of a moment, you might realize enlightenment. So only Buddha had this knowledge, not even Venerable Sariputta, not even Venerable Moggallana. They didn't have this knowledge in a very matured way. So there were few mishaps. Even Venerable Sariputta made few mistakes while trying to give Kammatthana because he couldn't see what type of person he was in the past. What is the third thing? Sabbanyutta jnana. Is the topic a bit boring? No, huh? Yeah, interesting. Yes, you didn't answer. You could answer sila, samadhi, and the other things, but you couldn't answer these things. Okay. Sabbanyutta means the power of the knowledge of omniscience. Am I pronouncing it right? Omniscience and omnipotency. When you say omniscience, he has the knowledge to understand everything. Somebody told me he came to BSV long time ago, and a venerable was giving a talk here. And he has asked the venerable, did Buddha have the knowledge of computers? Can you remember something like that? This was relayed to me by a person, I'm not sure. So this is not about computers or iPads or iPhones. During Buddha, we don't have to have these things to realize Dhamma. This is about the nature of the natural phenomena of existence we are talking about. So Buddha knows about sankhara. What is sankhara? This is enough to know everything.
Thoughts?
Sankhara is, we say, all conditioned things. Okay? Sabbe sankhara anicchati. All conditioned things are impermanent. Mental and material. All conditioned mental and material things, Buddha has the knowledge. Vikara. Vikara means any alteration to any mental or material formation, he also can understand that. We cannot. And Lakkana. Lakkana means there are two main lakkanas. Lakkana means the characteristics. There are specific characteristics and there are general characteristics. When you say Patavi, what is Patavi? Earth element. What is the specific characteristic to this element? Hardness. But what is the general characteristics? Anicca, dukkha, anatma. Okay, so he understands general characteristics and specific characteristics to all mental and material formations. Panyati. Panyati means all concepts. Come up with another word for concepts. Sammuti. Everything that we call camera, everything that we call chair, building, he can explain. Defining them from the ultimate reality, he can say this is sammuti, this is panyapti. And the last one is nibbana. Only Buddha can totally come to an understanding of nibbana. There are other few subjects that are only can be explained by a Buddha. Can you come up with one subject like that? Nibbana is one thing.
The understanding of karma.
Karma is one thing.
Rebirth?
It belongs to karma. Third one is the universe. Yeah, universe. These things only a Buddha can fully comprehend. With the power of omniscience, he can make a person, he knows all the truths, and he knows how to teach these things, and he has the ability to give specific teaching to a specific person that he will reach enlightenment through his omniscient knowledge. What is the fourth one? Anavarana jnana. When you say anavarana, what is that? The knowledge of penetrative clarity. Does it mean that he had X-ray vision? To some extent, yes, he could. In front of him, nobody can lie in front of him. He can take everything out from you. So there is no way that anybody can hide from him. So this is called anavarana jnana. The fifth one, yamaka pratiharya jnana. Yamaka means what? What is the first Dhammapada verses? Yamaka. Yamaka means twin. Twin miracles means this can be only performed by a Buddha. Showing or emitting water and fire from his body at the same time. Nobody else can, even Venerable Moggallana cannot do this. The last one, Maha Karuna Samapattiye Jnana. What is that? The attainment of compassion, which Lord Buddha in the morning, he attained to this knowledge and see, is there anybody who I can help today? Now, do you remember these 6 knowledges out of 73 that is incomparable to any other being in this universe? The first one, Asaya, Anusaya. Buddha has the knowledge of knowing your inclinations and latent tendencies. Indriya, Paro, Pariyattiya Jnana. Buddha knows how the maturity of your indriyas. The third one, Sabbanyuta, the omniscience and omnipotent power he had within himself. The fourth one is Anavarana Jnana, the penetrative clarity that he had within himself. The fifth one, Yamaka Pratiharya Jnana, the twin miracles he could perform at the same time. The last one, Maha Karuna Samapatti Jnana. If you meditate Samatha Vipassana, and how many knowledges can you attain? How many knowledges do you know? You can attain 16 knowledges. We call them Vipassana knowledges. Within these 16 knowledges, there is Nibbana also, realization. Magga and Pahala is there in the 14th and 15th. The last one is Paccavekkhana Jnana. Once you have attained enlightenment, you scan yourself back and you contemplate on your realization. With Magga, this Jnana, we usually call this the 7 purifications and the 16 knowledges. I am not going to go through one by one, but you should remember there are 16 knowledges you should realize through Samatha and Vipassana Jnana. Some people come and ask, Bhante, we do Anapanasati, but how do we know we progress? Okay, easy. You do concentration meditation, you do Anapanasati, there's a definite result for that. What is that? You feel concentrated. But when it comes to Vipassana meditation, how do we know whether you have reached the level? Through attaining these knowledges step by step. Okay, this is a guideline, this is a step-by-step approach to Nibbana. Okay, now let's go back to Sutta. Then Buddha says, this person who is taking the sapwood is the person who is happy with knowledge and vision, but he is not taking another step forward. Then Buddha is explaining, Pingala Kocha, there is something more worthy, noble, and something more noble and exalted than all the previous things. Now, what is more noble and exalted than fame and gain? Keeping with virtue. What is more noble and exalted than virtue? Trying to attain some samadhi. What is more noble and exalted than samadhi? Knowledge and vision. Now Buddha is giving step-by-step instructions. There is something even more important, exalted and noble than knowledge and vision. Buddha is saying, if somebody can sit down and reach the level of first jhana, this is more nobler than anything else. Now, where does the essence in Buddhism lie? Yeah, everything lies inside, but I believe in meditation, mind cultivation. Now, this is not me, this is Buddha is saying, okay? You go through the sutta and find out for yourself. Buddha is saying, more than anything else, if somebody can sit down, meditate and can attain the first jhana, it is more nobler and exalted than anything else. If somebody can reach the second jhana, it is above everything else that we mentioned before. If somebody can go to the third jhana, it is more praiseworthy. If you can go to the fourth jhana, it is more important. Now coming to BSV, are we doing this? Huh? Are we all doing this? Yes? Okay, now look at yourself. I'm not going to ask you any personal questions. Okay? Look at yourself. We call ourselves Buddhists. We go to the temple, we go to monastery, we go to wherever there's a Buddha statue, we bow down. But did Buddha say this is the essence of Buddhism? No. Now Buddha is giving what is the essence of Buddhism here now? You make an effort to sit down and have these steps of concentration, but it doesn't end there. After the first 4 jhanas, what do you think is the next? This is called the rupa, the jhanas in the rupa world, material world. There are 4 such immaterial spheres. Can you come up with names, please? Aka Sanyayatana, the infinite space, sphere. Then after that, the infinite consciousness. Now these are just terms. Unless you attain them, you will never be able to understand. And some people quickly write down and that's it. The third one, there's a famous venerable by this name. Ajahn Anan Akinchano. His name is Akinchanayatane, nothingness. And neither perception nor perception, neva sanya, na sanyayatana. If you can attain these 4 spheres, immaterial spheres, that is more exalted than anything else. Then at the end, Buddha is giving a message. Out of all these things, if a person can come to the point of cessation, what is cessation? Nirodha Samapatti. What's so special about Nirodha Samapatti? There is no chitta or cetasika. There is no mind or mental formations when you attain that level. When you don't have mind or mental formations, do you think within yourself any kilesa can arise? Any raga can arise? Any dvesa can arise? No, that's empty. Even during first, second, third, fourth jhana is more nobler and exalted than anything else, because when you are in a jhana, all your hindrances are suppressed, not terminated. We call it vikambana pahana. Diminishing by suppression. So it's suppressed. So when you are in jhana, there is no kilesa arising within yourself for the time being. But the moment you come out of it, you are back again a normal person. That's the most dangerous thing that can happen. So what is the way that we totally get rid of? Can you come out of cessation? Yes, still you can come out. Buddha says, in my teaching, the essence is if somebody can come to a unshakable liberation of the mind. Akuppa me cheto vimutti ayamanti nantidani punabhavoti. Where does this term come? Akuppa me cheto vimutti means unshakable liberation of mind. Give me another term for that. Unshakable liberation of mind. How do we go to that level? When you have attained Nibbana, ultimately you will have a unshakable liberation of mind. So what is the essence in Buddhism? If you come to the temple, if you come to BSV, there is no stopping with sila, there is no stopping with fame and gain, there is no stopping with meditation every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There is no few knowledges and vision, but you have to take first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 8 jhanas and go to access the cessation, and ultimately you finish this off. This is my teaching in Buddhism. Do you agree? There's no way you cannot agree, because it's given by Lord Buddha. So please take this. Otherwise, you will be like this, just a piece of wood. You take the wrong thing, you take the wrong, you might, I'm not saying I have Asyanusaya Jnana or penetrative clarity like Buddha. I don't possess any of those, but I can see your things going in your mind. It's so easy for you to say. It's very difficult to do, but Buddha doesn't appreciate that. We all have the potential to do our best. Those who are stuck with coming here and doing this work and that work, please take another step forward and at least try to maintain Sila. Pancha Sila has become a very, it has become something taken for granted, All the Buddhists come and, when we say, okay, Pancha Sila, okay, Panatipata, Veramani, 5, the moment you go out, you are breaking it. We are starting our life with a big lie. Reflect on yourself. Who agrees with this? You don't agree, no? Because you are keeping to it. That's good. Those who are agreeing to it, I appreciate their honesty. But we are not keeping to it. We are not keeping to Lord Buddha's word. But if you cannot keep it, don't take it. Okay, just because everybody is somebody, they think it's some engine. You put the key and you start. We have to start with this thing, with 5 precepts. But when you take it, you have to keep it. Otherwise, it's going to be a big lie. We Buddhists, we don't start our journey with a big lie. So make a determination. You will keep Sila within yourself. What's after keeping Sila? Sila goes after Samadhi. Samadhi means concentration. You have to make an effort to be mindful in your day-to-day life and to have good concentration, to have that knife to cut all the defilements. You have to have that instrument within you to tackle all the problems in this life. You don't you don't deal with things with anger and jealousy and things like that, but you deal with good concentration and reflect on it. I'm sorry, Lian, can I mention you in this talk? Yes. Now Lian is going to go through eye operation. The whole morning she was crying. She couldn't handle it because it's very difficult when we face realities in life to face them. It doesn't mean when I get my eye problem I will not be crying. I might be crying, not in front of you though. Then so it's you have to have a strong mind. Buddha is teaching us to get on well, finding that happiness in this life as well as afterlife until you reach Nibbana. But he says, don't delay it for another lifetime. Make an effort in this life itself. So have good concentration, have good Samadhi. With Samadhi comes certain knowledges. You might get certain penetrative qualities, you might get supernatural powers, you might have the understanding of Dhamma. Then you might think, this is enough for this lifetime. This is not going to be enough. Otherwise, within this knowledge and vision lies Nibbana. But Buddha says, even a certain amount of knowledges will not solve your problem fully. There are more important things than having Samadhi and knowledges. When you say first jhana, what does it mean? You are going to have Samma Samadhi, the right concentration. When Buddha is saying you are going to have second, third, fourth jhana, 5th, 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th jhana, you are not just having normal Samadhi, you are having Samma Samadhi. When you are gone through this, you have climbed the ladder, you will come to a point that you are liberated from your mind and mental formations. This is called accession to cessation, Nirodha Samapatti. And when you are at that level, you have achieved something. All this time you were struggling with your problems. But you have trained your mind to a point that at least if I go into meditation, I will not have these problems. When you have a problem, is there any place that you can go now? Okay, you can come to the temple and eat. Okay, that you can do. You can come to the temple and make a coffee and sit down, and you will still have the same problems in your life. But if you can sit down, if you can go to Nirodha Samapatti, you can stay there for 7 days at a stretch. Nothing will happen to you, not even fire, rain. Nobody can, because that's a special stage. So you are just out of it. You don't have to have Nirodha Samapatti. If you can go to first jhana, that's bliss itself. Piti Sukha. Yes? Piti Sukha Ekagata. Vitakka, Vichara, Piti Sukha Ekagata. 5 jhana planes are there. What do you need? You have a place where you can go when you are troubled. If Lian can go into Samadhi, you will not be worried about your surgery now, because there is some refuge in it. Yes, you come and talk to me. I have the same amount of anxiety you are going, because you are giving more anxiety than anything else. Yeah. So find that place within you. Okay, don't come here. Don't become a human being, and you don't take all these outer parts. Thinking now next time when you are chopping wood at Newbury, you remember this example. Okay, whenever you see a tree bark, you have to. Buddha, don't you think it's a nice example? Buddha is giving wonderful examples out of nature. So you learn them. You take them into your mind that I am not, as a human being, I am not going to ignore anything that is useful. I am going to take the right thing from my life. Otherwise you will be taking. What happened to Devadatta? What happened to Devadatta? Devadatta didn't have, although he has been angry for many eons and eons with Buddha, the point where he went wrong was not because of that. The point where it went wrong for Devadatta was he wanted fame and gain. He was not pleased with Venerable Sariputta and Venerable Moggallana Anuruddha getting so much dana and support. So he thought, I should make myself more famous. He went to who? He went to the wrong person. He went to Ajasattu. And that's how, because of that thought, it went wrong for him. Buddha is saying when a banana blossom comes out of a banana tree, what will happen to the tree? The tree will ultimately die. The same way, if somebody thinks I'm going to get famous and rich, it's going to go wrong. You're going to be famous and rich, for sure. But it doesn't mean that you're going to have a peace of mind and you're going to have a peaceful life thereafter. Think about it. So when the banana blossom comes out, you get to know it, okay, the most important part is going to die within me. You come here, eat, have fun, talk Dhamma, go back, sit and do your work. It's very important. Buddhism is not something that you come and scratch a little bit and that's it. There's a complete path you can take. Now there's 2 incidents happen in Sri Lanka. There's an 18-year-old boy who killed his mother, and another same age boy who killed his father. So the both committed suicide, jumping into the train. Now, has he taken the important thing in this life? Not only this life, they have committed one of the most serious, heinous crimes that is in this world. Now when they go to a lower level, there is no escape for them, even during Maitreya Buddha time. So they lost their chance. They lost their chance, unfortunately. So if you decide to do something wrong within this life, please make sure at least do something wrong that you come back at least Maitreya Buddha's time, because there will be a chance. Okay? Don't do anything wrong that either you are going to spend so much time in Brahma world or so much time in down there. Stay in the middle, find happiness in the middle, use the middle path and take use of Buddhism. Okay, I would like to conclude my talk. Any questions about this sutta? Name, place. This name of the sutta is Cula Saropama. The sutta given on the simile of the smaller sutta, the little sutta, or the, how do you call this? Chula means? Small, yeah. The small sermon given on the example of hardwood. It comes in Anguttara Nikaya. There was a bigger version called Saropama Sutra that was also given on the account of Devadatta in Rajagaha. That is also there, I believe. This comes in Majjhima Nikaya. Okay, you will find it. I'm sorry, I can't remember. So, okay. So, you refer to that. Go through it again. Reflect on yourself. What are we doing as human beings? Okay, I would like to conclude my Dhamma talk today. I will give you my blessings. Please keep your palms together and receive. Yeah.
Observe 5 precepts.
Yeah, you can come up with your questions now.
You observe 5 precepts every day
Yeah.
normally.
Yes.
Do you have to keep repeating the Gatha also in the morning?
No. 5 precepts is a practical thing. Whether you keep a Gatha is just a sentence. You can say, I am going to dance. But if you are not dancing, what's the point? Okay, everybody says, I'm going to dance. Are you going to dance? No, you're not going to dance. It's just, Buddhism is all about mind work. So you have to practically keep these things. A monk doesn't have to give it, or you don't have to take it from a monk. At the end of the day, when you are about to die, if you can reflect and say, I have not done these crimes, these noble principles were there all my life, that's sila.
Now, when you go to a temple in Sri Lanka,
Yeah.
you go to some function or
Yeah.
whatever, the monk will give 5 precepts about 10 times a day.
Yeah.
Why do they keep repeating this?
Because you keep repeating breaking them. Why? That's the only reason. That's why we give it again and again. But you break it again and again. Then you come on the next day also, you ask, Mayam Bhante, Tisarena Saddim Pancha Silang Yachami. Okay, no problem. Giving is no problem. Taking, whether you can do it or not, that's your problem. I find it very difficult to keep with my sila. I have 227. That is also a big task, So, unless those who are not going to break it will not come again also. Yeah, those who are very confident about their sila, if they are not breaking it, they will not come. For Samanera, the novice monks, if you break one, you have to take that moment. Within 24 hours, it's better you come to a precept and said, I broke this precept, I want it again. Samanera life is very difficult because if you break one of these 10 precepts, very easy to break, you are not a Samanera. So, a small monk breaks something, in a forest monastery they come and say, Bhante, this happened, I am in doubt, please give the 10 precepts again. Okay. Some monks, especially if you take the 3 robes out of your body when you are a Samanera, you lose your ordination. Okay, so when you become a Samanera, they go and take a shower naked. So all the robes go away and you have to take ordination again. So these rules are there. It's very difficult, you have to be very mindful. So if you are keeping with precepts, you don't have to take it again. You are confident, you are being mindful. Okay, anything else? I'm sorry, I think it's Majjhima Nikaya. Yeah, it's Majjhima Nikaya. It's Majjhima Nikaya. Yes.
These mental states, it seems very theoretical. Is there slightly more? Just now you mentioned all those mental states, right?
Yeah. Of Buddha, yes.
Yeah, it sounds very theoretical. Is there any practicality aspect towards it?
Yes. We can give each and every one of these knowledges an example. For example, when Ase Anusaya means when Bahya Daruchirya, he just came out of nowhere. So Buddha realized he has the potential. He gave one Kammatthana and he got enlightened. The story of Cula Pantaka, the brother of Mahapantaka, because he couldn't memorize a single stanza, he was asked to leave the temple by his brother, who was a fully enlightened being. Then Buddha said, no, you are not going to go. Who are you to send people out of my order? Then he said, okay, you keep doing this. Take a white cloth and repeat this sentence. Because Buddha saw in his previous life, he was a king, that he had something to do with a cloth. Okay, Venerable Sariputta gave a Kammatthana to one person out of the traditional way of Kammatthana, but he didn't realize. Then he took him to Lord Buddha, and Buddha saw he was a goldsmith at one time. So he created a gold lotus and gave it to his hand, and he got enlightened. So each and every thing there's an example. So we don't say anything. Buddha will not, anything will not come to Dhamma if you cannot justify. Yes? Anything else?
I have one question about Jhana.
Yeah.
We know that the Buddha, as an ascetic, before that,
Yeah.
he gave up. He went to Neo-Sanya, Na-Sanya.
Yes.
He decided that this is not the path.
Yes.
So why is he why is he teaching that again? I mean,
Yeah, but he's now you have to understand. Now, Neva Sanya, Na Sanya, sorry, is in Hindu religion as well. But you have to understand the difference between Neva Sanya, Na Sanya alone and Sammaditya and Here Buddha is giving the teaching with Eightfold Noble Path. Okay? If you have Samadhi alone, just say you will have, you go as a Hindu ascetic and you reach Neva Sanya, Na Sanya Ayatana, that's very different to a Buddhist person with the right attitude. Samma Sankappa, Samma Ditti, you are not in that mind frame. Okay? So, and a Hindu ascetic going to Neva Sanya, Na Sanya Ayatana, he is trying to reach something else. His idea is to reach Brahma. His idea is to reach Brahmahood. But we are going to Neva Sanya, Na Sanya Ayatana in the hopes of liberating ourselves, getting rid of craving. So the view and thoughts are very important when we are doing this. You understand now? Otherwise the quality of the mind can be equal. But why we are doing? Some people dig holes to find gold. Some dig holes to find water. Yeah, we are digging to find gold maybe. Yes, but water can come first. Hindu person might be okay. A Hindu person is employing the same methods. He can have a caterpillar backhoe. Yes, he might be digging, but we can also use the same instrument and we dig further. You understand? Are you satisfied? Yes. Anything else? Yes, please.
You mentioned just now that if you practice samatha meditation,
Yes.
you will gain 16.
No, I didn't mention that. I said samatha, vipassana. I said concentration meditation. Samatha will take you to concentration.
Yes.
Vipassana will take you to knowledges.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
So you have to practice both.
I will come up with one day. There's another sutta. It's very important. I mean, interesting. Where Buddha is giving 4 people in this world. Some practice samatha alone. Some practice vipassana alone. Some practice neither. But I find I proclaim those who do samatha and vipassana together as the most beneficial and useful. There's another sutta like that. You have to have. Otherwise, why is there anything called Samma Sati Samadhi in the Eightfold Noble Path? If we don't want samatha, isn't it?
Excuse me.
Yeah. Samatha. Now, if you keep concentrating on one thing, it will not automatically lead you to vipassana. Every object that you take for samatha should be reflected on a way that it will ultimately come to vipassana. Now, for example, if you do Marananusati or Buddhanusati Bhavana, these are Anusati Bhavanas which you will not get to access concentration. But even that, for example, let's say Maitri Bhavana. Okay? Maitri Bhavana, through Maitri Bhavana, Metta Bhavana, you can go up to 3rd jhana. But even Metta Bhavana is a Sankata phenomena. You know? But unless you reflect, even Metta is subject to arising, changing and passing away. You are not going to find liberation there. You understand? Whatever you do, whether let it be samatha, vipassana, alternatively, ultimately it will go to vidarshana. Whatever you take as an object, if it is sankata, if there is craving, if there is arising, changing and passing away, that phenomena is there. If you look beyond, if you look specially, if you take into the, you have to do vidarshana specially. It doesn't mean you keep on doing anapanasati all the time. There will be no vipassana coming automatically. There is some effort you have to put to see the whole process into arising, changing and passing away.
If you put that effort, then you combine both.
Oh yeah, there's a systematic way. there are chances you can suddenly get enlightened, but we have a structured method, we have a time tested method. If you follow that, you can. Yeah. Any other question?
Just now the faith that you mentioned, right? It's not blind faith, right? It's more better described as confidence.
Yes, we have two types of faith in Buddhism. It's called one is Amulika Shraddha, one is Akaravati Shraddha. Amulika Shraddha is baseless. If a monk is not wearing slippers, he's more virtuous monk. Okay, you understand? If he's wearing old Shivara, he's a good monk. Okay. If some monk has lot of money, he doesn't have virtue. That is also a false view. This is called Amulika Shraddha. It's baseless. But Akaravati Shraddha is you come into terms, you find out facts, you investigate, then you come into faith. This is called Akaravati Shraddha. Do you understand? That kind of faith we should establish. Not by outward appearance, or not what you see, but you go deep in and you contemplate whether this is true, wrong, right. Then you come to Shraddha. This is the real Shraddha that we are looking at in Buddhism. Yes, Leon. Yes?
Bhante, when you mentioned Buddha's son Rahula, I think Buddha's son Rahula had, I think you said something like 43
Yes.
teachings before he
Yes.
sort of, why did it take that many teachings? The Buddha knew
Yes.
his tendencies and his learning abilities. Why did it take 43?
Oh yes, even Buddha cannot, like switch a button in him and, there might be many instances that he told Rahula do this, Rahula do this. But he was coming from a princely background. If you go through the history of Buddhism, the Sakyan clan, those who came from royal families, took long time to get enlightened. Because it took some time for them to adapt into the austere ways of living. They were not willing to let go. So Rahula was forced into Sasana. He didn't go. It was not his choice. So he must be, he must have loitered around here and there going after another monks and playing around. I'm not saying. So there had to be a lot of teachings, So all these teachings, Buddha was saying, okay, contemplate on this, contemplate on that. They are like, you should not be lying, like they are more famous, like Ambalattika Rahulovada Sutta, the more superficial suttas. But something special happened during 18th and the 20th Vasa. 18th Vasa, Buddha gave the Maha Rahulovada Sutta, greater sermon given to Venerable Rahula, where he gave 9 meditation objects to Rahula that you should be contemplating on. After that, Venerable Rahula went to the forest. Venerable Lord Buddha came to another village, and he returned to Jetavana on the 20th Vasa period. And when he was going into, I think, early morning, when he was looking at the world, on that day he saw Venerable Rahula himself, and saw, okay, Venerable Rahula's mind is now matured.
So he needed all those steps to get,
Yeah.
he knew he needed all those steps.
Yeah.
You can't just jump.
Yeah, no, you cannot.
You need all those steps.
Yeah, he is just another individual. Although he has the genetic structure of Lord Buddha, it doesn't mean that he had the mindset of Lord Buddha.
Bhante, could it also be his past life tendencies? Like if he has practiced more in the past lives, it would have been easier for him to...
Yeah, of course, to become Lord Buddha's son, you have to have parami. The parami aspect is fulfilled. He had all the riches, he had parami, he had good kusala to come into the order, but still, okay, I'm a monk, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to get enlightened, isn't it? So, the same way, even Buddha's time, there are other small monks who got enlightened way before Rahula, but he found it very difficult. So that's why he was scanning. He saw his Indriya. There's a nice Pali term. Anyway, okay, never mind. So, he realized Venerable Rahula's faculties are matured for enlightenment. Then he goes and give the Cula Saropama Sutta, where he got enlightened as a supreme, he attained Nibbana. Anything else? Yeah. Now this is the thing, you have to, now this is very important. Anapanasati, anything can be, no, I'm not using the word anything. Anapanasati is more of a samatha subject, more of a concentration subject. In the Visuddhi Magga, the great manual of meditation, it emphasizes Anapanasati totally on the samatha aspect. But like any meditation object, you can ultimately turn that into vipassana. But now there's a famous meditation monk coming from Sri Lanka doing a retreat in Pakanam. He has been a forest monk for the past 30 years, I believe. Now his not his idea, it's generally available idea, is that Anapanasati is a pure samatha. It's a pure concentration technique. There is no way you can say a concentration based meditation technique can be turned into vipassana. You cannot say. Either it's vipassana, either it's samatha. Even Anapanasati, if you find a way that you can turn into vipassana, there is no samatha aspect into it.
But the Anapanasati Sutta, it says it's leading to the liberation. You can use it as a...
Yes, and now you have to clearly understand that Anapanasati Sutta, those 14 stages, if you go by step, they do that with concentration, established concentration. The four first terms in Anapanasati Sutta, the word, there's the term there that you have to train yourself. Sikkati. All other terms, you practice. Okay? So, there's a concentration part is more important there. Through concentration, you go into Anapanasati aspect. The same thing. You understand? Try to, when you come to a clear understanding, you will realize how can you take up a concentration meditation object and think about vipassana aspect to it. No, but you can, at the end, you have to do vipassana. That you can do. But if you, in the beginning, if you meddle with Anapanasati trying to establish both samatha and vipassana, you are not going to go anywhere. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes, anything else? Any question?
It's about time, man.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. Okay, I will give you my blessings. Thank you very much. I hope to see you again sometime. Abhivadana silissa niccang vaddha pachayino chattaro dhamma vaddanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti minate samicchatu.